So, DaBaby has seen a little bit more of the controversy. Yikes.
Yeah.
It's,
it just keeps going.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do? Yeah. You can't say the things that you said and think you're going to get away with these things without some kind of...
some repercussions.
Some repercussions.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
It's a lot of repercussions.
Yeah, he's getting hit. He's getting hit with the ban hammer.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking hard and swift.
Yeah. It's been a week.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine what it must be for him and his publicist and his manager and his label? It must be like that scene in SpongeBob when he can't remember a word or something, and his brain is filled with a bunch of mini SpongeBobs, and they're like fucking going through the filing cabinets and
everything's
out.
on fire.
Yeah. I mean, it must be a fucking nightmare at House Day DaBaby.
Or do you think he's affected at all?
That's a good question. Let's unpack that.
Okay.
But before we do that, we have to unpack these brewskis. So, Obi, please tell the people what we're drinking tonight.
I'm so glad you asked. We have another Hourglass Brewing special. It's the Skwish.
Skwish.
This one is the Coastal Crush version of the Skwish, not the original Skwish. I don't think currently have the original Skwish on can anymore. I think they actually sold out.
Skwish was pretty popular.
Skwish was very popular.
I'm upset we didn't go when they had it.
Yeah.
We apologize, Hourglass.
Yes.
You deserve better.
I was fortunate enough. That's actually the last time that I went that I was talking to you about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And have the original, and I can say that is a tasty beverage. The Coastal Crush, though, is a key lime, cherry, banana, and coconut hard smoothie seltzer. And it comes in as all boy.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
No cold read, I take it.
Store cold, drink fresh as
all right.
You're going to have to bleep that.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's just making more work for me.
Fruit is heavy and may settle to the bottom. Rotate gently end over end before opening. So
I'm going to rotate you end over end.
Oof. Before opening.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. My name is Marco Dupa, and that guy right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What's up, brewskis?
And this is episode 319 of the One Beer and Podcast.
Oh.
That was a thick girl.
Yeah.
Lost to be found. By someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored.
Maybe we should have just fucking shook it up. I'm going to re-record the theme song like that.
Please don't.
And it's going to be the new theme song. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. You cannot stop it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Clink.
Clink it. Chunky drink it.
It's all just settled at the bottom, I can tell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's some juice.
It is juice.
That is some juice.
Hold on. I got to put a note for myself.
Please bleep. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, we're trying to keep it clean for the first 10 minutes or so of the show. Just because we don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
Yeah, we want money.
Yeah.
So if you have some, give it to us.
Please.
Because we need it. You don't need it.
We need it.
You've paid all your bills.
Yeah.
Give us the money.
And beer.
And the beer.
Yeah.
Money and beer. Don't think that you can give us one or the other.
We need both.
We need both. Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe also on the YouTube and anywhere else that podcasts are sold to listen to, watch, played, devoured, drank, all that jazz.
Yep.
Welcome. Like I said, my name is Marco Dupa. That's Adam Obesius Rodriguez. Thank you guys for joining us once again. This week, we have a lot to get into, so let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get right into it. DaBaby controversy has not stopped. It has been a wild ride for him and for the culture, really.
Yeah. Let's say, I mean, since we recorded last week, like it's been literally nonstop.
Yeah. So we're not going to harp on this too much. I think we kind of said our piece last week. But it still is interesting to kind of take a look at watching someone in real time deal with the consequences of their actions. And if those consequences are warranted.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
So, DaBaby very quickly was, throughout this past week, taken off of the following music festivals: iHeartRadio Music Festival, Austin City Limits, Music Midtown, Lollapalooza, Manchester's Park Life Festival, Governor's Ball, and Day in Vegas.
7 in the each day. Someone else was like, "We're good.
You're out."
And wowee. You know, the first thing is he's getting canceled. That's the easy way to describe the situation. He's getting canceled. And the first thing that rappers decide to do when they come to his defense is talk about how, oh, y'all ain't say shit about them gay people over there being gay. And it's like, hey, man, if you're going to defend DaBaby, the last thing
that's not the way to
that
do
you
it.
should do is a whataboutism.
I'm homophobic too.
Right? I can tell you this. I don't know DaBaby personally, but I know for sure that he probably doesn't want you coming to his defense with the strategy of, it's not wrong to be homophobic.
Yeah. Yeah.
He probably would hope that you would have a more nuanced way of going about defending him.
Yeah.
Which I have seen other people come into his defense, and I don't know. I don't know. There's people saying like, is this the way to is this a peaceful resolution to this? Is this the way that we are going to deal with things whenever somebody says something controversial or just flat out wrong, which is what he said? Is the solution just, all right, well, that's it. We're done with this person now.
Yeah.
I mean, the way to it seems to be the only way for some of these people to listen or to change their ways is to be hit in the pockets.
Yeah, to even apologize. Because remember when we had first covered this topic, he had, did he even apologize at that point yet?
I think at that point it was the first actual apology, because there was the video where he doubled down and he was like, y'all just didn't understand what I was saying, you know, whatever. Then he got dropped by Lollapalooza, and then that's when he was like, look, guys, it's not what I meant to say.
Yeah. And so now there's another apology.
There's the official press release apology.
Right.
It's not a Notes app apology. Good for him. Somebody in his corner was like, don't put it on there.
Don't do it.
Making an actual like press release, put it on his Instagram. And we could probably pull that up.
I'm sure we can.
But yeah, so this would be the third apology now, or the second apology.
Second, yeah.
Third statement regarding the matter. Second apology.
Right. Okay, I have it.
You have it?
So, yeah, the official one. Actually, he posted it from Orlando, Florida.
Weird.
Funny enough. And I quote, "Social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance has been challenging. I appreciate the many people who came to me with kindness, who reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what I needed, and it was received. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless. DaBaby.
He he so didn't write that.
Not only did he not write that, because I'm sure he at least approved the messaging of that.
Yeah, somebody slid it across his desk.
But it's just not good.
No, it's not.
Because, look, let me give you guys out there a little bit of advice, okay? If you're ever in a circumstance in which you need to apologize for, start with the apologizing part.
Yeah.
Start with the I'm sorry. Don't start with the social media, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And it's really hard that a lot of the people in my corner weren't really there for me.
You guys turned your backs on me.
But anyway, besides all that, I learned a lot, so sorry. Like,
just flip
the
paragraphs.
Flip it.
Just flip the paragraphs.
Flip it.
Yeah.
Flip it. Flip it over. You're in much better shape. But the fact that it's so heavy on the self-victimization beforehand, is like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. It just really reeks of like, I mean, yeah, I fucked up, but fuck y'all too.
Right. I had reasons, though.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I had reasons.
Yeah, I came from a hard neighborhood. That's why I don't like gay people.
Right.
That's why I'm uneducated on this matter.
Yeah.
I had to make it my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Sure. Yeah.
What?
Right.
Excuse me, huh?
Uh-huh.
What? Huh? He was poor, so he doesn't understand that it's not okay to say that kind of shit about people who have HIV?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Well, you see people defending him. I've seen this in the comment sections where people are saying, well, what he said wasn't even homophobic. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen people saying stuff like that, too. It's kind of interesting.
And you're just trying to cancel him for X, Y, and Z reasons. But as for the reasons we said on the last episode, what he said was, whether or not meant to be homophobic or not, very easily read as homophobic.
Listen to this. I took this screenshot earlier from, I think, the comment section of this post.
His official post, yeah.
One person says, I can tell he ain't write this shit just by reading it. Dua Lipa done hacked this man account and posted it so her biggest hit won't get snatched down. One person said, who actually wrote this? There's no way in hell he wrote this. That's why it doesn't work. The next person said, forced apology. The next person said, this is good. Bro, the LBCDGT.
Oh, my Lord.
That was the first time I read it out loud. The LBCDGT got more pull than the government, and that's scary. And then this guy responds to that dude, and he's like, it's because half of them like to cross-dress and are into weird shit themselves, LOL. Talking about the government.
Mm-hmm.
DaBaby didn't say any of this. The label and people invested said this. So that was kind of like a microcosm of how that apology was received even by his own fans.
So what you're seeing is either people are saying the apology doesn't work because X, Y, and Z, or they're saying he didn't really mean it in a good way, and saying, oh, he didn't do it himself. He doesn't actually want to apologize to the LG blah 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 blah
LBCDGD.
Right. Right. So I feel like people are making the baby fans who I guess agree with his homophobia are okay with this response because they're saying there's a shadow government behind it.
Yeah.
We don't. It's not actually how he feels in his heart.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is saying, okay, well, he clearly didn't write this.
Right.
And that's the problem with it.
So on all fronts, just failed. Just didn't work. Just didn't work at all.
If his intention was to actually apologize, it definitely failed on all fronts.
I don't think there's one person who read that and was like, okay, I'm good with that. And then what I was mentioning before, how some of his peers in the rap game decided to defend him, was for some reason defending the homophobia and also pulling Lil Nas X into it for some reason. I saw a lot of people that were like, not a lot of people. Let me rephrase that because it wasn't a lot of people. It was two people in particular. It was T.I.'s dumbass and Lil Boosie's dumbass.
Who we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boosie Badass, who got his second IG account deactivated because of his statement defending DaBaby, saying,
of course,
that them kids, man, them kids
sad.
It's them kids. See, because that's what happens. You make the music for the kids. The kids gonna see it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't.
He's so
It's just hilarious that a guy who makes the kind of music that Boosie makes is so concerned with the kids.
With the kids, yeah.
It's
the irony.
The irony,
yeah,
is obviously lost on him.
Yeah,
but that's okay. That's okay. He's an old head.
Yeah,
and he's out there, and I don't know why anybody, any grown person would be looking to Boosie Badass for any kind of advice on how to lead your life. But anyway, that's any who'sa.
Yeah.
Here's where we are currently. He's been dropped by, at least
7 festivals.
At least
in
7
counting
festivals.
Yeah.
I think there's more than that. I think that was the latest. And people are now wondering about the career path of a guy who seemed to have everything. He had the rap game at his fucking fingertips. You've got people saying he's the best rapper currently. He's definitely one of the most sought after MCs in the game, as evidenced by the fact that like he's on a song with Dua Lipa.
Right.
He's got that kind of, Snoop Dogg energy right now where like everybody wants to do a song with him. He's like got that gravitational pull. That's why he was on all of these festivals, because they know that he's got that gravitational pull.
In the zeitgeist.
He puts a video out. It shoots up the charts on YouTube. It does millions of views. He's very successful right now. And this is a big bump in the road.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Where do we go from here?
Where does DaBaby go?
Where does DaBaby go?
I mean, yeah, I think we get a little bit further down the road from this, and I think he recovers. I don't see this being like a career ender. I think there are too many people who will still, go out and buy his new album, or at least listen.
So you agree with NLE Choppa and Polo G?
I do. I think that he will come out of this. I won't say unscathed, because obviously,
he's scathed.
He's very scathed.
The boy is scathed.
He's very scathed at this moment, but I think a lot of people will forget that this happened. I think he comes out with he just needs to disappear for a little bit, come out with a new song, and I think people will remember, but I think a lot more people will be willing to forget and minimize, as they have been already.
I disagree. I think he's kind of fucked his bag up permanently. And here's why. You're right that his fans are never going to go anywhere. And a lot of people in the rap community aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to forget about it, call it an overblown reaction.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people who feel like he's being quote unquote canceled unjustly. So those people are going to support him I wouldn't be surprised if some right winger comes out and was like, and now they're going after their own, and DaBaby, he's a rapper, he's a black guy, and they're going after him. And I wouldn't be surprised if that hasn't already happened, that it will happen at some point.
Cancel culture strikes again.
So all of those people will return to the table.
Yeah.
And I think DaBaby as a rapper, his career is not over. I think, because he said something interesting a while back, which is that he's trying to make a classic album. So he's actually in the pursuit of creating something, long lasting.
Yeah. Of substance.
Yeah. So I respect him for that. But I think that the days of this guy headlining fucking Lollapalooza and all of those other those were huge festivals, global festivals. I think those days are over, unless he comes back in a way that says to people that he actually did understand the magnitude
Mm-hmm.
of what he said, and those people accept that apology, I think he's fucked that bag up for good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does have to do something beyond what we've seen so far. Like, obviously, we were just talking ad nauseum about why this apology didn't work. I think he needs to do one more attempt that comes off at least a little bit better than this one before he's able to reclaim anything that he's lost so far.
Yeah.
And from what I read, and I don't know if this is just a rumor or speculation, he was planning on doing that, like, by having a video that would roll before his performance at one of these festivals. But the festival apparently didn't get that video because he didn't make it. And so they said, okay, you're canceled.
Right.
Like, that's it. And then thus began the domino effect of them all canceling on him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a good opportunity. I think maybe if he was planning on doing that, then should just post that video on your Instagram.
Sure.
Because I just went to his Instagram to find his statement, and he's already kind of just moved on.
Yeah.
He posted that statement, and there's already 2 or 3 videos and stuff on his story where it's just kind of like, not to say that he has to sit there and harp on the shit forever. Like, every post has to be about that. But that statement was only like 2 days old, and he's already kind of moved on to the next thing. But
Yeah.
at the same time, he can't just sit there and not post anything.
Sure.
Because
And
money is going to dry up.
I think that's actually a moderately viable solution for him, too. A way out of it is to act like business as usual to an extent.
Yeah.
And hope that this all kind of blows over.
Well, let's see. Let's just take a precursory look at the comment section of his latest. His latest post is him just showing clips of his last 4 videos that he's dropped. By the way, if you don't know, if you only know DaBaby from this controversy, he is prolific. He puts out shit at a rate that would make fucking Tupac blush. I mean, he's rolling off shit.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. He's limited the comments. So obviously there is a brain behind the operation that is going, you might want to make sure that only your fans can comment on this. I see the first couple of comments are, one person said workaholic. This is a verified account. Another person said, you literally can't cancel DaBaby, which is untrue. Keep your foot on their neck, stand strong on your words, which, again, that right there is the problem. Well, because his fans are saying things like that. Keep your foot on their neck, stand strong on your words. Okay, my friend, what words should he stand strong on? The apology to the LGBTQ community or the homophobic statements that DaBaby himself said were said in jest and not meant to be taken seriously? So which words is he supposed to stand strong on?
Yeah. I mean, you got to assume it's the homophobic comments.
Exactly.
You got to. And
this guy said, stop apologizing. Can't cancel my dog. It's pretty much everybody saying he did not. This guy literally said, did nothing wrong. Can't be canceled. DaBaby canceled them. They didn't cancel DaBaby. Yeah, so he limited. Obviously, all you're going to see is positive comments because he limited the posts or limited the comments.
Right,
on the post.
And so I think that illustrates why I think he's not going to go anywhere. It's because a certain loud sect of his fan base, mind you, not the mainstream, but his fan base likes it.
Yeah,
it likes the fact that what he said. Now, they like it in a way that he may not have even meant those words, or he's publicly saying he didn't mean those words. But I mean, they're doubling down for him at this point.
Let me just say this. What he said initially at Rolling Loud is a belief that is held by a lot of people. A lot of people our age, because he's 29.
Yeah.
That and a lot of people older than him. There's a whole generation of people who believe what he said. And the reason that there's so many people who are saying that he said nothing wrong is because they don't believe that there's anything wrong with believing that a person who has AIDS must have been having promiscuous sex with a bunch of other partners.
Sure.
Which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
So I think that it's this old school view of sexuality that permeates through the culture.
It's the hip hop conservatism that we talked about.
Exactly. And so, of course, there are so many people who are like, he said nothing wrong. They believe those things themselves. They don't. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not that they are. It is homophobic to say what he said, of course. And I'm not defending what they're saying. But in a twisted way, they're like, well, he's not trying to be mean. It's just, if you got AIDS, you're dirty, right? It is a very ignorant place to come from.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it's okay, because we are his age and we know that that's an ignorant thing to say. He should know that.
Right.
But I think that is part of the reason why in his statement he's like, hey man, this is how I grew up. This is where I came from. I think if he had posted a video explaining that in his own words, it would have gone over better. If he was just like, okay, look, I fucked up. What I said, I mean, that's just how people think where I'm from. And I'm 29. At this point, I've never interacted with homosexual people in a way that I needed to educate myself on these things. Like, I have been in the rap game for years. I've been like, I just got all this money. I just got all this spotlight. Then I said something stupid, and now everyone's like, I'm the worst person on the planet.
Now everyone's mad at me.
It's like, there needs to be some responsibility taken, but also, in a twisted way, I understand why he said what he said. He's like trying to joke, and it's fucked up. And I'm not defending what he's saying. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But what I think the real issue was, and I think we talked about this last week, it's not for us to say what the problem is or if we can accept his apology and whatnot.
Or how he is supposed to rehabilitate himself with the LGBTQ plus community.
Right.
It's not for us to say. But as a person, that wouldn't comfort me very much.
Right. Yeah. I think that the issue stems from him doubling down.
Sure. If what he said was about dirty Puerto Ricans and he came out with that apology to me, I'd still feel a certain way. That's all I'm saying. It's very easy for me to put myself in somebody else's shoes in that way. So,
I'm sorry. Do you have empathy? Is that
weird?
Is that what that
it's
is?
Strange.
Huh.
I don't know.
So I mean, let's get off of this. But pretty much, your boy, he messed his bag up, and the only way he's going to be able to recover that money is to, he's going to have to. He's going to have to do something that goes against the core values of some of his most ardent supporters.
Sure.
Which is, like, sincerely educate himself on the queer community.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see if he does that.
Good luck, DaBaby.
Yeah.
You're going to need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
We might get canceled for
please.
even talking about it.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't come after us.
God, no.
Fuck that guy. We're not friends with him. We don't even know him that well.
I don't know DaBaby.
I don't know that guy.
Whose baby?
Not my baby. Anywho, so what we got?
ScarJo sues Disney.
Oh, yeah. Did we not talk about that?
No.
Man, I can't believe we haven't talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about that. I think that happened in the week between recording.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Had to.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we got to.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What's that?
Yeah. So Disney doing the dual release strategy of putting out movies at home for a price, as we talked about, very angrily.
Yeah.
When it was announced way back when.
By the way, still angry about it.
Yeah, the first one they did was Mulan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So since then, they've come out with this release schedule of putting out a movie and in the theaters and at home on Disney Plus for a $30 fee. on top of your subscription fee.
Yeah.
So apparently they're going to stop doing that because, and they didn't say this outright, but it seems pretty convenient that Scarlett Johansen, one of their biggest stars in the MCU, has decided to sue them because part of her contract was to earn on box office earnings.
Yeah.
And Disney's initial response to her taking them to court was essentially to say, how dare you not consider the fact that COVID's a very real tragedy and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Oh, man, I love that that's the stance they took. I love it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
To which Kevin Feige said, what? Are you kidding me right now? So he was not very happy about how they treated ScarJo for obvious reasons because she's one of their main stars.
Yeah. And just the fucking irony to be like, how dare you not take COVID into account
Right.
while they're opening up their fucking... how dare you? Like, amazing. Amazing. I mean, that takes a pair.
Yeah.
A big old pair.
Yeah.
So she was rumored to have lost out on estimated $50 million on that box office. $50 million.
Yeah.
And
it's a little bit of money.
yeah, so I mean, and the Black Widow was supposed to come out months ago.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of comes out, just kind of squeaks out. It does well for pandemic numbers.
Yeah.
And then it does okay on their streaming service. And then and then it just kind of fell off. It had a 67% drop off for second week sales, if I'm not mistaken, 67 or 69. And everybody's mad. ScarJo's mad. Disney's mad.
Ho's mad.
The theaters are mad. The theaters are more mad than anybody.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude, you guys are going to recover from this. You're going to be okay. You're going to keep putting fucking movies out. But if you're streaming movies the week after or the week of these movies coming out,
literally Friday,
nobody, there's a huge population of people who are like, oh, that's way more convenient.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
we're on Suicide Squad Eve, so I mean,
Suicide Squad's supposed to be coming out on HBO too, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to the theater for that.
I'm gonna watch it on a couch.
Yeah. I'm gonna be at home
with a sandwich in my hands, maybe a beer,
just flopping.
Yep.
Yeah. But I do want to go to the theater to watch Black Widow. Part of the reason why is because the premiere access costs $30.
Sure.
I'm single, and I have no reason to spend $30 on a movie that I could just drive to the theater and spend $29 on.
Right, I was going to say, I don't know. It may be pretty close to that by the end of the night.
No, I mean, if I'm going in there having eaten and
prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll only buy popcorn, and that's what, $15?
Sure.
I'll be all right.
Yeah. So dry mouth. You're in the back going,
and it's just in your teeth.
You get that one kernel in between the teeth.
In the whole, it's 2.5 hours. And you're just going. So she's suing them, and now Emma Stone.
Pick your Emma.
Emma Stone, the star of Cruella, is now mulling her legal options to sue them because obviously her contract was similar.
Sure.
Which is funny that these actors are doing this whole don't worry, I'll make money on the back end of the box office thing versus the studio just paying them a large sum of money.
It to me, I mean, I don't think they knew that this was going to happen, but obviously they were, it seems, more than happy to not renegotiate.
Disney? You talking about the studio?
Yeah. Because I mean, while these contracts are being written up, this was way before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But it's not like they were rushing to be like, oh, this is obviously not fair to you guys. Let's
according
this.
according to ScarJo's lawsuit, she tried to renegotiate.
Yeah.
And they did not come to the table.
Right.
And so she had to just flounder and watch her money.
Which Disney refutes. They said that they did renegotiate and came to some kind of agreement, but
well, then this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out in court, because if one side is saying we renegotiated and one side is saying you guys didn't even come to the table,
right.
This is going to be really interesting. And not only is it going to be interesting to see what happens with ScarJo and her money and all that jazz, it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the industry, because for what it's worth, it's not like this shit is going away. Yeah. And these problems with these studios and with the movie theaters are only going to get worse, because once we can finally come back to some kind of normalcy, a decade from now.
Sure.
There's going to be that nuclear fallout of where do we go from here? What is the now status quo of these things?
Yeah.
Is the status quo going to be dual releases? Because just because Disney's not doing it doesn't mean that HBO Max is not doing it, and Netflix is going to start. I mean, they want to get more of their movies into theaters.
Yeah, so you see they're pushing to have was it Chris Nolan's next big movie come to Netflix first. So, and I don't know how they're going to convince him of that. We already know how he feels about streaming services. I know.
That's anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because now
I know a way.
yeah, I'm sure he. So these actors, they're gonna. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of contracts they sign going forward. Because then it's going to be interesting to see what studios do with these big name actors. Do they offer them a huge lump sum up front? Because Disney not just announced, but maybe like a week or so ago, they announced that they're no longer going to be tying actors into multi-year contract, or maybe that was Marvel.
It was Marvel, yeah.
So Marvel's no longer tying actors into multi-year contracts, and I think part of that is it's not financially feasible.
Sure.
I think part of it is also that the contract in and of itself is a spoiler.
Sure.
You have to think that they're thinking, if we make this movie, we're not going to recast this person in the second film, right? If they're the titular character.
Right.
Unless your name is Edward Norton. Sorry.
I was just going to say. Yeah.
But that was before all of this got going.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way. I would bet my life on it. There's no way in the middle of like phase 2 or 3 that fucking Mark Ruffalo would pop up and you'd be like, the fuck just happened? They had a small window where they could settle everything, and Edward Norton out, Ruffalo in, Terrence Howard out.
Yep.
Fucking Cheadle in.
Cheadle in.
And then after that, it was like
everything was settled. Yeah.
Nowadays, there's no fucking way they're doing that.
Well, here's the thing. Think about how much freedom they would have now, just storytelling wise, to take it anywhere they want to go. If this person's playing hardball, and we don't want him in the next Guardians.
Well, you have to think that part of the reason that they are introducing this multiverse thing is for that very reason.
Well, and they're saying that new Marvel What If show that's coming out is actually canon.
Canon, yeah. Some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, they can use one of those animated little specials as an inspiration to be like, this is that multiverse line.
Right.
So check out like the new main feature movie about Marvel zombies.
Yeah.
We'll just do one movie about that, a one-off. Sure, we may have like a few little, hints and winks and nods to the real storyline with some of the other characters, but it doesn't have to necessarily be tied to this main franchise, this mainline story, and anything else feels cheap.
Yeah.
Like it can be so much more expansive if it's not tied to like a Captain America,
Right.
one single Captain America,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
or
you
one
can-
single star as Captain America.
Yeah.
It can be so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And for them, it's financially easier to just be like, well, let's bring in this new guy who we don't have to give $30 million to.
And if he does really well, if people really like him or her, it can spawn its own franchise and make its own thing.
Yeah.
I think it's really actually like the more I think about it, the smarter this is, because they can get the best of both worlds now.
Mm-hmm.
They can have the MCU, this really tight but expansive universe that all ties together. They can keep that going forever if they want to, with all the characters we know and love and all the actors we know and love. But then also kind of do what DC has been doing in having like these individual like one-off stories or universes within these individual movies.
Yeah.
Like have a Joker universe, or have I don't know, like the Batman universe. Like have these things that have the same character but are different and have different characters and different actors in them. It gives them so much more freedom.
Yeah.
But
no,
then,
it's smart.
But without tying them to being forced into doing one or the other.
Right.
There's still an MCU. There's still a universe there that ties it all together.
And you can always go back to the sacred timeline, the through line that they've created with all of the other movies.
Right.
And at any point, they can just snap back to the main storyline and just go, now we're bringing back Chris Hemsworth and everybody, blah, 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 blah. And then that creates even more hype, because once you do like 3 or 4 movies without the big names, and then you go, guess who's coming back?
Yeah.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
It's like wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
But also on top of that, I just said it makes it so you can't really cheapen those like side stories. Then again, you can if there is that main golden through line, that main timeline, I should say.
I think you have to maintain that.
Yes, you do, but you're right. You can sprinkle in and add one of these characters to like a Loki-like show.
Yeah.
Or even like a feature film that doesn't have many well-knowns, and just have that person in for like a post-credits Vin Diesel show up at the end of Tokyo Drift moment,
Right.
Like something to tie it back in.
Yeah.
And that's a like instant guaranteed crowd pop,
Yes.
Oh, I mean, it's so smart. It's perfect.
It really is.
I'm really excited about
really
this
now. No, I mean, I've been trying to tell people, man, like this Phase 4 shit, they're taking a big risk with the Inhumans and with the Eternals.
Eternals. Immortals. Same shit.
And they don't have the huge
Shang-Chi.
names to bank on. Shang-Chi, yeah, that's another one where it's like, I was just talking to somebody at my bar. It was actually Dylan. Shout out to Dylan and Kristen.
Dylan.
Dylan from Bong Rock been on the show. He's obviously Asian, and so was our mutual friend. She was Asian, and we were talking about that as like this finally a big MCU movie with an Asian lead, and with a not just an Asian lead, but like an Asian storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so late in the game that it's like if you have a Guardians, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians came at a really good moment where they were just, I mean, fucking Marvel was knocking it out of the park. It was just home run after home run after home run. Like, they just couldn't do, even their bad movies, people were like, well, I'll go see it because it's Thor Dark World.
Ugh. The worst you could pick.
And so Guardians comes at a moment where the hype train is like on an ascend.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be, an incredible movie. It's awesome. It's one of the best in the universe. But they got lucky with that, right? Well, I guess they didn't get lucky.
It sounded like you were 5 and say it's like the best in the universe.
It's like the best in the universe.
I thought you meant like the real universe and not the MCU.
It's like the best in the universe.
Yeah, it's like the best movie in the universe.
No, I meant in the MCU, obviously.
Okay.
And so Shang-Chi doesn't have the luxury of coming after some hugely successful movie where everyone is. In fact, it's kind of hampered by the fact that the pandemic ruined the rollout of Phase 4.
Right.
In so much that now people are like, this movie better be fucking good.
Well, because what it was supposed to have been was we would have gotten Loki. Then we would have gotten, I think, Black Widow after that. Mm-hmm. Then,
oh my ass.
The witch girl and robot man.
That's the better name for the show. I'm not going to tell you what it's called.
Okay. Then that one, right?
Witch girl and robot man.
And then Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And
I think Multiverse of Madness was supposed to come out sooner than it is. Like way sooner.
Maybe that was supposed to come before No, that doesn't make sense. I think Shang-Chi was supposed to come out and then Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But
well, the summer slew was supposed to be huge.
Yeah.
This like 2021 to 2022 was supposed to be like fucking mega.
Well, and Spider-Man's still coming out.
Yeah.
Which we haven't gotten a trailer for.
They're not going to put a trailer out. Yes. This is what I was just told. Hold on. Let's Google this. Let's Google this to confirm this information. No Way Home trailer. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any confirmation, but I heard through the grapevine that Sony and Marvel are not planning on releasing a full, like, 2-minute trailer.
Okay.
Because apparently pretty much everything in the movie is a spoiler. That it's hard for them to cut together a TV spot that isn't a trailer or a spoiler.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of gotten the gist of. That basically anything that has to do with the main timeline is going to be tough to have a trailer for at this point, at least until we know what the multiverse means for the universe.
Yeah,
really.
So we'll have to have some kind of context from Doctor Strange to understand the movie, or to understand what Phase 4 really is going to be, because Loki sets up. Excuse me. Loki sets up this multiverse, obviously. But what does that mean for the larger MCU? We don't know yet. Mm-hmm. So what movie are they going to pick to really kind of drive the point home that, we're in a different universe now? I thought it was going to be Spider-Man with I think if this rumor is true that they're not putting out a trailer, or a traditional trailer anyway, I think that in and of itself is a spoiler. It has to, in my mind, confirm
multiverse.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, gonna be in it.
Yeah.
I just don't see how it doesn't confirm those things. And obviously the casting of fucking Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx, I just don't see how those things don't confirm that. I don't know. I just don't see how all these people are like, they're not going to be in it. They're not. I swear to God, they're not going to be in it. What? Oh, the two main villains from your movies are in it, but you're not going to be in it?
I thought of a nightmare scenario that I don't even want to speak into.
You got to say it now.
Into reality. What if they do a thing where, like they did with the Ghostbusters reboot, where like the original actors are in it, not playing their characters?
Oh. So like Andrew Garfield just has like a weird cameo.
Sure. Yeah.
And like Tobey Maguire's just like driving a taxi or something.
Yeah. Alfred Molina's just like, a chef or something.
Yeah. And they just like make a witty thing where it's like a wink to the audience.
I sure wish I had some extra hands.
He's like a sushi chef, and he's like, do you want me to cut up this octopus for you? And you're like, no. God, please. What did we do? That would be that would be terrible. That would be a really, really bad decision to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already really royally fucked up with Quicksilver, having him being like
I had flashes
a joke.
Of that.
Yeah. So no, I don't know. This is we're in uncharted territory right now. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle these things. I mean, you know, I don't give a fuck about Scarlett Johansen's finances. Because whatever, she's a fucking millionaire and she'll be all right.
Yeah.
The kind of money she made off of the fucking movie, she'll be all right. $50 million is a lot to lose, though.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping that she wins this lawsuit just to stick it to these corporations who think that they can just fucking do whatever they want. If what she's saying is true and that she tried to come back to the table and renegotiate and they were like, I don't know what to tell you.
You signed.
And then they turned around and was like, COVID.
Don't you see?
Look what's going on.
People are dying.
And you want us to pay you more money?
Ugh.
Then yeah, I hope they fucking crash and burn when it comes to this shit. Their pockets are deep enough. It would probably just be smart for them to just give her a $50 million check and call it a day.
Yeah.
You don't want that kind of bad press.
Well, especially that it's already caused them to change. I mean, maybe it's just coincidental and they planned on stopping these, day and date releases on streaming. But
big coincidence.
It does seem like they already changed their practices in order to placate both their stars and the movie theaters. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And not only that, but like if they don't have the movies on Premiere Access and then the movie does flop, they can just look at the actor and be like, now what? Now what?
Yeah.
You want to go to court? You want to talk about this? You want to renegotiate? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, on the other side of this, maybe renegotiations can have to do with the amount of streams it gets or the amount of revenue it gets from that $30 cost.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what ScarJo was trying to do, was renegotiate for streaming numbers as opposed to like, I mean, but I don't know, man.
Which is what I prefer. I don't want them to force us to go to movie theaters again to see movies. Like I at where we're at right now, I don't want that to be the case. I do enjoy streaming my movies when I can.
Yeah.
Until I feel 100% comfortable to go to a movie theater again.
We're never gonna feel that way.
That's true.
It's over, dude. It's over. Okay, it's over, man.
We're here for a good time.
Not a long time. Drink up. Drink up. Take a long, nice sip. It's over. It's over.
It's over.
It's over. All right. Well, I think that's it, right? I think we got it.
We have one more thing, my friend.
What's that?
That is our cheers of the week.
Oh, the cheers of the week.
We forgot to do this last week, and you guys didn't hold us accountable. So that's how we get away with stuff.
I mean, if you don't hold us accountable, who will?
If we miss a cheers of the week, I want you guys to swat Marco.
Yeah. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a good way to end the show with something a little positive, especially when you have weeks with the babies and the ScarJos.
And the ScarJos. And the Disneys.
And the Disneys. So that being said, I'm going to give my cheers of the week to the Locks for their incredible verses.
BX, Burrow.
Incredible.
Oh, they're from Yonkers. Wait a minute.
They're from Yonkers, but it's okay.
Well, Jade is from Yonkers. I don't know the rest of them.
I think
they're all from Yonkers.
I think they're all from Yonkers. I'm pretty sure. I mean, just I don't know what got into me, but I think it was the spirit of Timberlands just manifested.
They were in your closet just
internally, clicking together. And I don't normally tune in for verses. If you guys don't know, it's a long running series of artists going head to head with their hits to find out who's the biggest out of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one was the Locks versus Dipset. Which, if you're of anywhere around our generation, really, constant rotation in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really entertaining. Is all I want to say about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad I tuned in. I randomly decided to jump into the stream, and I couldn't stop watching it. Went until like 12:30, so I was up listening to gangster rap until past midnight, past where I should have, and felt charged afterwards.
That's past gangster rap hours.
It is. The Locks took it home. It was incredible. Jadakiss, star-turning performance.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely bonkers. Incredible just stage presence. I did not expect him to still have it after all these years.
Right.
But I left it feeling just reinvigorated by the gully gutter other G words spirit of the Locks. It was incredible. If you can look it up online, I highly recommend you at least look at the highlights, because it was comedy, it was drama, it was everything I was hoping for and more. So
amazing.
Shout out to gangster rap trio, the Locks.
The Locks. D-Block, baby. That's what's up. Those clips were amazing to watch. Watching Jada just tear it apart, and watching people, seeing people appreciate the fucking what it takes to be a great MC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's hard to do what Jada does, and it's nice to see people like you seeing it and going like, wow. I mean, the breath control, the stage presence, the energy, the charisma, knowing what songs to play, like having all of that in the moment, just like,
not to mention the sort of fun, combative nature of that situation too. It being a versus as opposed to just being a concert.
Yeah,
that led to almost like a battle kind of environment.
Yeah,
for it, that added an entire new element to what they were doing there.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
Thank you.
My cheers goes to Netflix for funding the creation of The Last Dance and now the documentary for the Malice at the Palace. I'm so happy about this. I'm ecstatic.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I was very, very conscious of basketball at this point. This is when I was watching it every day. And the Malice at the Palace, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
My brain exploded. I was like, what is happening? They're fighting fans. They're squaring up. People are running onto the court. They're choking people out. They're punching. This is crazy.
I remember that happening because I remember my mom saying, well, "That's not right. They shouldn't be doing. That's not right."
He definitely should not be doing that. They definitely should not. And then the immediate culture around basketball right after that. I mean, it was like the camp. The camp counselors were like, "All right, that's enough.
Yeah,
that's
fun's
it.
over.
Get back in your bunks.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lights out.
You're wearing suits. I don't care how baggy those suits are.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing them. No one's fighting. No one's arguing.
It's like there was a stabbing in a club.
Yeah, everyone was like, "That's it. It's over.
No more hats.
No more fucking beanie. No chains. No jerseys. No baggy jeans." You're all wearing button downs, okay, and S. Carters. That's all you're wearing, and clean pressed jeans. And I am so happy to get more details about this shit because I watched the Malice in the Palace maybe probably once. I'd say once every year or so. I'll just go and watch it on YouTube because it's bonkers.
It's on a specific date.
I mean, the anniversary of the Malice.
Okay, yeah, that's why, It's relive it.
Some days I'll just be randomly thinking about it, and I'll just want to watch it and see like more details because it's mayhem.
Yeah.
It's absolute mayhem. And you just every time you watch it, you're like, wow, I can't believe that thing happened. Because for a couple of years, I thought that Ron Artest just got super mad at somebody. And like somebody, we all knew somebody threw a cup at him or whatever. And I thought it missed. And I thought he just got up and just he found the guy and beat him up or whatever. maybe a year or two later, I find out that the cup hit him, and then he went into the stands and found the wrong guy and beat that guy up. The guy who threw the cup was just sitting there going, oops, chomping on his nails like a cartoon. Like, it's like he had no idea that Ron Artest, a guy who famously brought a 2x4 to a pickup basketball game, would come into the stands and fight fans. I love it. I can't wait to see that documentary, and I'm so happy that Netflix decided to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my cheers.
It's a good one.
All right. That's a good way to rock this baby and call it a night. But before we can get out of here for good, we got to review these beers. So, Adam! What did you think of the Skwish from Hourglass Brewing Company? A coastal crush made with key lime, cherry, banana, and coconut. It's a hard smoothie seltzer. You took your Lactaid.
I did.
What did you think?
I'm glad I took that Lactaid.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it claims to be. It is fruity. It is smooth, and a little refreshing too. Mm-hmm. I think as far as the seltzer game goes, these are high upon the list. Of course, it's a little unfair because this is obviously more sweetened. It has more things in it. It almost tastes like a fruity cocktail.
Yeah.
But all that being said, I'm not going to hold it against it that it has lactose in it. Really, really tasty, really refreshing. Great for the summer. I'm going to give it a 4.5. Only because I like the OG one of this just a hair better, which I think I would unofficially give a 5.
Okay.
But we can tread those waters when we get to them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 4. I like you get the flavors that they honestly, this shit tastes like all they did was put those ingredients in a blender, put a little bit of milk into it,
sure, and
then just added like a hint of alcohol to it.
So it tastes like a smoothie.
Yeah, pretty much. Hard smoothie seltzer.
Oh, wow.
What I'll say about this is mission accomplished. Mm-hmm. Now, it's something that is it totally deviates from anything beer wise. It can't even be.
It's not a beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a beer. If you're looking for a beer, don't go for this.
Yes, this is something completely different, completely weird, and just don't judge it on the basis of you just had like a Belgian triple or something,
sure.
And then you're gonna have this. It's like, well, no, of course this is something completely different and weird.
It's a Seltzy, baby.
It's fun. It's a fun drink. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think that it would be better if it was just a seltzer and not a smoothie seltzer.
I'd be down for that.
I think it would be more refreshing.
Yeah.
And the flavor profile would come through more if it was just a hard seltzer. And I would like to taste that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I as well.
So I give it a 4, and Obesius gives it a 4.5. Now I think we got it, right?
We got it.
Well, if Obi says we got it, then it's over. This has been the One Baron Podcast. For myself, Marco Dupa. For Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
D-Block.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer or seltzers, and have a beautiful evening. We love you.